So, Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 2. 1-0 down inside 4 minutes. Disgusting first half. Disgusting defending for the first goal. We brought a couple of changes on at half-time. Obviously, the boy got hooked off. Easy to sub a 17-year-old off when he actually looked like he wanted to try and do something and everyone else was hiding. But that's for another day. And yeah, we spun it around. Gabriel Jesus, hat-trick. That's now 4 in 33 games for him. And everyone's going on like he's the second coming of R9 now. Eddie and Nketiah dunked on us. Yeah, their biggest cock-up was taking Eze and Mateta off. I thought that was a big mistake, especially Mateta. Eze weren't great tonight. But to take Mateta off, I thought that was great for us. And no VAR, Kenny. I don't want to hear the refs, the officiating, they're against us. Because Jesus' second goal was offside comfortably. But we're in the next round. I don't care who we get, really. However, Newcastle are there. Man United or Tottenham. Liverpool got through with their reserves as well. So, talk to me. What are you saying?
Well, first and foremost, when you look at the game, I think you learned why Kivior don't start many games. I mean, he was all over the place. You know, I know people to talk about the goal that we scored. Say Crystal Palace scored Mateta when he let the ball bounce. But even afterwards, when Sarr had that chance, it was on it. It was him who struggled. Sarr just brushed him aside in that shot where they could have gone 2-0 up. Well, I thought the second half, our play was a bit too slow. I have to admit, as much as I'm a big fan of Ranieri, I think the game passed him by. And rather than Odegaard coming to play alongside him, I kind of understood why he took him off. But once again, was there actually a need to play Thomas Partey at right back? If you played Thomas Partey in that midfield, you would have got the best out of it. And Ranieri, you would have got Ranieri further up the field because Thomas Partey would release the ball to him, and then he'll get nearer to Sterling, who didn't do too badly. Although I have to admit, second half, Sterling's got to put those chances away. If not the first one, the second one, he must have been taken by surprise when it came to him. He's got to put it away, hit the bar from a yard out. But as you said, second half, the substitutions came on. Odegaard again, can't lie, had a fantastic game. He changed the game. Jesus will get all the plaudits, but the actual real man of the match is probably him because of the fact that he actually changed the game. And not only did he change the game, he changed the tempo how we played. He enabled us to move the ball really quickly, and then that put Crystal Palace on the back foot, which meant they had to run, they had to harry. Hence the fact that he probably looked at the game when it was 2-1 and thought, you know what, I've got another game on Saturday, and I need my players fresh for Saturday. So from a tactical point of view, if not, from the League Cup point of view, probably through the game because he looked at the Arsenal game in the weekend and thought, you know what, maybe I've got bigger fish to fry because Eze's going to be playing, Mateta's going to be playing, Hughes is going to play, Mitchell's going to play. And it was kind of him thinking, you know what, the way Arsenal are playing that second half, we'll never get back into this. And then when Nketiah pulls a goal back, he went, oh no, maybe, just maybe. But to be honest, the scoreline in the second half flat for Crystal Palace. Can't lie about it. Can't lie. We were on top. Their goalkeeper made some good saves. Sterling had a free kick in the first half where, again, Henderson made a fantastic save. He made a save from Sterling, then made a save from Jesus. His handling was pretty good as well. So he was the more work goalkeeper, whilst, my guy, Raya, he picked the ball out in it in the first half. Well, twice he picked the ball out in there, and he had probably one save to make, really. You know what I mean? He didn't really have to, have much to do, even from corners and everything. How many corners do they have? Their first corner was in like the 83rd minute, and then they had another corner at, towards in injury time. So you could tell how much control we're in, and we actually needed that, Lee, because as we've discussed a lot of podcasts this week, morale is very low. The league has been forfeited to Liverpool. The reason why it's been forfeited is not just by the fans, it's by our performances. basically said, you know what, we can't win this league, so we're going to have to take the club seriously. And I'm glad the second half, when I looked at our bench, it was full of first-team players.
Yeah, mate, I swear to God, yeah, Odegaard when he came on was superb. Yeah, Kieran Tierney as well, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the biggest brown envelope in the industry, as he likes to call it, Ornstein, has managed to get an exclusive from the club literally 10 minutes after the game ended, which is going to overshadow the absolute shit show we watched for the best part of that game, saying that Kieran Tierney is not getting the option to extend for a year and he's available to leave. I want to get your thoughts as to why. I want to get your thoughts as to why that's been allowed to be dropped straight after that game, which overshadows Jesus' hat trick, overshadows we're in a semi-final, yeah, and overshadows the absolute shit show we've seen from a lot of players today.
When things like that are leaked, there's two sources. One is a club is basically saying, well, we don't care, we don't need him. But I think you've got to look at the player as well. The player is just as capable of leaking stories as the club. In fact, we've seen history of it. We know full well over the years that whenever there's dressing room bust-ups, whenever there's training ground bust-ups, 9 out of 10 times it's the perpetrators who call the press. 9 out of 10 times it's their agents or their families who call the press. I think this is I think it's 8% Kieran Tierney and 20% the club. I don't think the club care anyway. You know, he went down with an injury that I didn't see. I didn't notice.
No,
he went down, got told to stay down, and then Skelly comes
off. Yeah, got pushed back on the pitch though. Pushed back on the pitch. He was off the pitch,
and Skelly comes on. Was it? Did you select Kieran Tierney because you thought he did well in training, or did you select Kieran Tierney because it was a TV game and you're basically saying, well, have a look at him and then take him off our hands this January? I'm really suspicious because I never in my wildest dream was expecting him to play. He played. He did very well. He did try. He did Kieran Tierney performance, i.e., you know, he put some really beautiful crosses in. Even the second half, that cross that eluded the Palace defence, Sterling hit first time, and then he missed the rebound from a yard out. That was classic Kieran Tierney. So who knows? You just never know. But now you've told me that Ornstein, sorry, is it Ornstein or
David Ornstein? Yeah,
that was Ornstein's leaked classified information. It shouts why Kieran Tierney played today. Why Kieran Tierney was, you know, when he had a bit of a knock. Oh, come off, mate, because we've got to take you off. Because,
but has he even got a knock? That's the point, isn't it? Has he even got a knock? Was this all part of the pre-plan?
No. He had a knock, but they don't want to sort of like, if they're getting rid of him in January, then they don't want a situation where a player they don't want and don't need, and the players at a club that he doesn't want to be at gets injured, and then come January, instead of playing football, he's on a treatment table. So I think it's a bit of both. I'm not backing a club. I'm not being a fanboy, but who gains more out of Kieran Tierney leaving in January? The player gains more than the club. Because at the end of the day, the club can easily.
Because if he leaves in January, we'll get a few quid back, but it ain't giving me what we paid. Yeah, and if he leaves in the summer, he's leaving for nothing.
Let's not forget he's got World Cup qualifiers for Scotland. He's in the I think he's in the quarter. Is he in the quarterfinal of the League of Nations? Big games for Scotland.
Yeah,
he needs to be playing first team football. So, you know, my antennae went up as soon as you mentioned Ornstein, and then I thought, I've kind of now related that to his starting berth today, and I related that to that alleged knock he had. My nose for suspicion has just been
Pinocchio settings.
No, look. The fact is that I wish Ornstein didn't do that because morale at the club was really low. We were very upset.
We've just had a hat trick from a player.
Player.
And it's overshadowing that now.
Exactly. So if I go into like the internet right now and I wanted to go to all the papers, instead of hearing about Jesus, who's been woefully out of form, by the way, scoring his hat trick, I'm now going to hear that Kieran Tierney's up for sale.
You're not going to hear that we're in a semi-final. You're not going to hear Jesus. It's Tierney.
But then again, but then again, club 20%, 80% Kieran Tierney. I'm sure it's got to come from his camp. Kieran Tierney has no reason to give a damn about Arsenal Football Club because at the end of the day, when he's been fit, he hasn't been selected. and when he's been injured, he's been forgotten about. So he owes the football club nothing. As far as he's concerned, the trajectory of his career, when he thought he was joining Arsenal, he thought he's going to be like a possible club captain. He thought that his game and his kind of levels of his game is going to accelerate upwards, and he'll be probably considered to be one of the best left backs in the league. It hasn't happened. What's happened is he's been injured and then he's been discarded. So he needs to get away from Arsenal as quickly as possible. But at the end of the day, it's not about Kieran, not like David Ornstein. It's about the players, and it's about, you know, Gabriel Jesus scoring his hat-trick, and it's more about Martin Odegaard redeeming himself just a little bit with that second half performance. But at the end of the day, we're in the semi-final. We don't know who we're going to get, but there's something massive happening on Saturday, because at the end of the day, we want a situation where we maintain that level of performance. So we're going to get our best players back now and play with speed when we get to Selhurst Park, because we know the Crystal Palace can't live with us when we play like that. But if we slow it down like we normally do, then it's a classic case of dropping the ball when you're at the try line.
Nah, facts. Listen, always appreciate your time, man. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. He'll be at the game at the weekends.
Oh,
and then we have a small matter of Usyk versus Fury. Again, another fast.
Usyk again. You know, basically, you know the songs that go, Usyk again. Usyk again. Usyk again. Ole. Usyk again. Ole.
And then maybe we'll get rid of these Furies forever.
Usyk again. Usyk again. Usyk again. Ole. Sorry, Tyson Fury fans.
And on that bombshell, we're out. Laters. Cronky out.